What's going on, fishy friends? So I got this Boston whaler that is affectionately known as the Merwin, after my late father, who I love very much. But you guys know I have to customize everything. So I want to install a trolling motor on the bow. And it's going to be the same trolling motor that I use on my center console. And there's not a lot of videos out there on how to do it. So I'm going to put this together and hopefully this will help some people out. So on these Boston whalers, at first glance, it's kind of tricky because these hulls are unsinkable because they're completely full of foam. And if you're used to most boats, you can get inside the hull and have hull access and put backing plates on stuff like this. Folks at Boston Whaler thought about this, and they put reinforcement underneath these gunnels. So what you can do is put your puck, or however you're gonna mount your trolling motor, straight into this without backing. I know it sounds crazy, but you can tap holes in here, put machine screws in to mount the motor. There is a trick here, however. So if you put this puck and you install this into the reinforced material behind the deck, and I'll leave the part number down here below. This is for the Minn Kota motors. And you mount the Minn Kota on top of this, that ain't gonna work because of this rub rail, right? So you have to bring this up somehow. And what I'm doing for that is I bought these cutting boards, and I'll list this part down below, but essentially what this is starboard. But I found a 1-inch cutting board made out of starboard that's a lot cheaper than buying a piece that size alone that's not a cutting board. So I bought a cutting board, and what you do is put it in place up here where you want it. Now I want my motor to go right down the gunnel so it stays out of the way. This isn't a very big boat. Put it in place where you want it. Take a Sharpie and then mark it where you want to cut it. So we're going to go under, mark it there, and mark it there, and then go cut. See, those 4 holes are there. Not fun. The next steps are going to be is to take the starter holes for the puck, drill them straight through, countersink the nuts back here, attach the puck, then use this tap here to tap 4 holes into the boat. Alrighty, scary stuff is done. If you look real closely, you can see I've got 4 threaded holes here. I think they're going to do the job. I've already tested them and they are in fact threaded. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to attach the mount, see where it leads us. Because the holes go straight through the starboard and into the deck of the whaler, which made me very nervous. But let me show you what I've done here. So this is the quick release bracket puck, and I just went ahead and started 4 holes for that so I'd know where those holes were going to be. Those don't go through. Those are just just little starter holes, 3 and 4. So that will sit right there. Now onto the heart attack stuff. I drilled 1 hole all the way through the hull, 2 holes all the way through the hull, all the way through the deck, not the hull. These 2 all the way through the deck, and these 2, 1 here and 1 there, straight through to the deck. Now it's time to put the motor on, but I gotta say I'm really pleased with how this worked out. As every man has ever said when he loads something up or finishes the job, this ain't going nowhere. And this video really isn't about the wiring, but the way I'm gonna wire it is using these track trolling motor battery connectors. These things are great. There's plenty of videos out there on how to use them, and it'll go down into the front hatch. I'll run it to a breaker and then to the battery. So overall, pretty happy with the install. Some of you guys might say, well, that's a really long shaft for this boat. And the reason is there's another boat back there that you guys can see, and it's actually sized for that one. But I like to be able to switch things back and forth instead of buying a whole new motor. All I have to do is just kind of like you can see here, keep the motor kind of in a heightened, higher position. Thanks so much for watching. List any questions or comments below, and check you next time.
Just like the man.